I was on the phone today with somebody that is from the Dominican Republic. Now, I've been vlogging all week, so you know I drop that long form content on Sundays from everything that I've done throughout the week because I'm still documenting my life and documenting the process for you guys and for the people that come after me, right? And I'm blogging throughout the week, and I wind up running into two different people that recognize me in the Dominican Republic. Now, I'm very used to people recognizing me in Detroit. I'm very used to people recognizing me when I go into different cities, such as Dallas or Atlanta, something like that. But I did not expect for anybody to notice me here in the Dominican Republic. And I had Rita with me, and I introduced her. Now, the first place that had somebody recognize me was walking down the main boulevard, and we went over into a nice restaurant, and it's over by the high-end mall where I recently purchased my Louis Vuitton stuff and all of that other type of stuff. And so it was a guy from California. I forgot your name, but I did capture you on a vlog, so you definitely probably gonna make the vlog that I dropped this Sunday. And then the second person that I ran into that noticed me actually wound up being from the hood here in Santo Domingo. Now, if you've never been to the Dominican Republic, or maybe you have, most people go to Sosua, which is the space that you have a lot of guys tapping in trying to get that box from these chicks that's selling pussy over here in the Dominican Republic. A lot of people go to Punta Cana, right? And there are some resorts and all of that other type of stuff around there. And again, a lot of guys like to tap into that box over there. But it's box over here too, right? We seen a guy that literally was in the hotel lobby in the place where I'm staying at. It's pretty high end, this specific building. They got Porsches and all of that other type of stuff here. He was waiting on a little bad chick. He was a guy, big old, out of shape, older, white man with a white beard, and this little skinny young thing came in. I said, okay, I see you, big dog. Do what you got to do. What am I going to tell him? I'm not going to convince him of doing nothing different. I don't even think that chick spoke English. But the point of the matter is, Santo Domingo is a much different space than Punta Cana or all of the resorts over there in the Dominican Republic, in which a lot of people like to tell you to stay off of the main streets because you need to be safe and you stick out like a sore thumb. And they can tell that you're from America and all of that other type of stuff, right? But I wind up taking a stroll like I always do through different streets, and I intentionally went down a street that somebody told me was the hood, right? And I documented this, and it's probably going to make the vlog, and you'll see it on Sunday and stuff like that. But let me tell you why, right? The background for that is I don't believe in choice. Now, hear me out. And I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. And you guys are more than willing to be able to, more than you can come up here and tell me that I'm wrong. But I don't believe in choice. And it largely comes from my belief spiritually. Let me say it again. I don't believe in choice. The Bible specifically says that our steps are ordered, and who we are and where we are today, largely. Now, give me a little bit of rope because I'm not quoting it specifically, but where we are today was already set in stone before the formation of the earth, right? Now, if I believe that, because I believe the whole Bible, not just some of it, but if I believe that, then that would mean that my steps, or what it was that was already going to happen, is really already happening, and it's really fate, not choice. Meaning that the things that we experience on a day-to-day basis is the perception of choice. Our perception of choice, or God allowing us to feel like we're really in control, right? And again, this is just my spiritual beliefs, but roll with me. God allowing us to believe that we're really in control is the thing that makes us feel human. It's why we get excited. It's why we have fear. It's why we have conversations trying to figure out what we should and shouldn't do. And we give advice. It's the very reason why we're having this conversation on social media right now, right? If this is what I believe, which I do, right? It's not really choice. It's the perception of choice. But if everything that I'm supposed to do and me meeting my wife, out of all of the different quadrillion possibilities of different people and our ancestors coming together and who came over here and who didn't, if the formation of the earth, right, came after what it is that I'm supposed to be doing on a daily basis, me sitting in here right now talking to you in English on YouTube, technology that wasn't even developed before the formation of the earth, then that would mean I really don't have a choice in what's going on, right? Which is the thing that I've largely depended on since I was a young child, and that this was one of the first lessons that I've learned, which has absolved me from really having any real fear, right? I don't have fear because I've learned to lean into the thing that I thought that God really wanted me to do and order my steps. He's already told me I was going to be rich, already told me that I was going to be awesome and successful, already told me that I was going to have impact on different people's lives and leaving this earth in a better space had I not been here. So if that be the case, and I truly believe, and faith without works is dead, and so the works is actually the implementation that shows the manifestation of what your faith really is, because if you really believe it, then why you not doing it, why you not living it, right? Then why would I ever be afraid or have fear for what it is that I'm already supposed to do in the first place? Conversely, that would also mean that demons and devils and the people that are doing things to you or having negative things to say about you, even the people that persecuted Jesus Christ himself, was supposed to do it. The Bible itself, for me, was literally a blueprint for how it is that I'm supposed to live my life based off of the people that came before me, right? Jesus himself allowed for him to be betrayed. He knew that he was going to be betrayed by the different people that betrayed him inside of the word itself. It said that he could have called legions of angels to come and get him in the moments that he was under duress the most, but he chose not to in order to die for our sins. Now, this is not a whole biblical lesson right here. This is just giving you the foundation behind why I think what I think. So when I'm on the phone, let me bring it all the way back to the original part of the conversation. When I'm on the phone with this individual and he said, Anton, be careful, right? Now, this is today, but I was already walking through the hoods yesterday and documenting the journey, right? And I stopped and I had a conversation, right? And I kicked it with the people and we took pictures and we vlogged and it had nothing but good energy for me. I had not one fearful bone in my body. Not one fearful bone in my body. And he said, Anton, why didn't you stay at a resort, or why didn't you be a little bit more careful? You in a space that you're not even supposed to be in and all of this other type of stuff, right? And I just told him, I said, man, let me tell you something. This is just a formality for me. He said, what you mean? I said, this is just a formality for me. I don't walk around questioning, trying to figure out, or fearful. And even when I do, even when I forget that I'm literally just in the matrix, that this is all just one simulation that was created for us for the entertainment of whomever it is that I haven't even discovered yet, obviously, because I'm still on this earth, human like you and me, right? If my steps is already ordered, or if I truly believe based off of what my spiritual principles are, then why would I ever have fear for the thing that I believe that God is telling me to go and do? I can walk anywhere. I can do anything. I have no fear whatsoever. Why am I telling you this right now? Why am I having this conversation with you right now? Why am I trying to convince you to think a little bit differently about the things that you doing on a daily basis? Because I want you to start leaning more into the things that actually add the most value to your life, instead of making short-term decisions based off of what your emotions are telling you right now. Everything you do in this lifetime has to be based off of what your purpose and the direction of your life is supposed to be, not how you feel at that particular moment. It's the thing that will keep you. When I wake up in the morning, I don't pray for money. I believe that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. Why would I pray for money if I understand that if I'm going in this direction, that the rewards is already going to come along with the blessings? If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm doing it the right way, because I don't have to worry about PPP loans and the federal agents and all that. I don't even got to worry about the dope boys and all that other type of stuff. I don't have to worry about the same things. I'm very transparent, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to do the webinar on Tuesday and showing y'all, and I've been showing y'all all throughout the process. If you want to go back into the Patreon, look at my W-2s, look at what it is that I show you on my back end, look at my different businesses. You're more than welcome to do so if you're a bag chaser. It's one of the reasons why I'm very transparent with what it is that I'm showing. because I have no fear. The transparency is what actually gives me the credibility to have the conversation with you in the first place. It's why I show you and tell you that I've been married for almost 19 years in this June. It's the reason why I have no problem with telling you exactly where my location is going to be and where I'm going to meet y'all and show up. It's the reason why I'm very confident. And I've never, ever had anybody to have any smoke for me in person in real life, ever in life, at all. And so sometimes even I forget what my purpose is. Even I forget the ordaining of my life to go and do something specific. And I don't think that people really realize how much of a king or queen that you are, which is one of the reasons why you feel compelled to stoop down to. And when I say stoop down to, I'm not talking about arguing over the internet. I'm not talking about going back and forth with people on the panel. I'm talking about you and who you sleep with. I'm talking about who you choose to have a baby with. I'm talking about who you subject yourself to as far as in your family that's telling you what you can and can't do, and you letting them control how you feel. You letting them dictate what your steps is going to be based off of the requirements that they put on your life. You're a king. You're God-like. You made in the image of God. Why would you ever have fear if you God-like? Right? I don't put myself in the same mindset of humans. Everybody always trying to humble me and tell me how I'm supposed to learn how to relate to people. I'm not fucking like you. We not the same. I'm not like you. I'm God-like. Right? I'm not like you. I don't sit and work 40 hours a day. I figure out how it is that I can add as much value into the people as possible because I have a purpose on my life. I understand that the time that I have on this earth is but a blip to what eternity looks like. And if my purpose and the things that's going to be defined on my life is based off of the small amount of time that I have on this earth, then I don't have a minute to waste on people that don't mean anything to me. You are a god. You a king. You a queen. You're raising what is supposed to be a princess, but you pairing them with what is supposed to be a pauper because you don't really understand that everybody got a role, and because you never stepped into your purpose, you associating with people that's not even supposed to be in your presence. I'm not talking about servant leadership where you then come down and you help and you grow and you become a part of what it is that's going because you add value into people's life. I'm talking about who it is that you speak to, learn from, have conversations with, and then grow with every single day, because you're going to grow in one direction or the other. The small amount of time that Jesus had on this earth and he did this great amount of stuff, and you telling me I can't get up here and work and grind? You telling me that, man, I locked myself inside of this condominium for the last 2.5 days just so I can grind and hustle? I know I can go out and I can do some fun things. I know I can go and live the rest of my life and just be in bliss and not even worry about what it is that's going on, so on and so forth. But it's people that I'm supposed to kick it with. And it's somebody that I'm supposed to interact with. And it may be one person, it may be two person, it may be three people. But it's a purpose and it's things that's supposed to be done. And you never can truly mind through what your purpose is supposed to be until you start doing the work, because your purpose is revealed to you through the work. Your purpose is not defined by your job or the title that a man gave you or somebody told you you black because you have this percentage of black in your blood. That's defined by somebody that made that up. He set that standard on you, and that's what you live your life by, and you godlike. You can shape and mold this earth and whatever it is that's around you according to whatever your purpose is, but you fail to step into it, and so you feeling some type of way when you see somebody else that's really living it. All you can do is hate, though. All you can do is watch. All you can do is observe and then make commentary and go back and forth about what you think that person is supposed to do, when in reality they already stepping into it. They living it and you watching it. Because you so afraid to actually step into your own purpose that you spend all of your time around people that don't even deserve to be next to you, because you so busy trying to fit in instead of standing out. You got a whole calling on your life, and your whole life you've been sitting there waiting for somebody to give you some direction. Well, here it is. This is your opportunity to show up and do something that you're supposed to do already. You supposed to be doing it. You supposed to be rocking. You supposed to be kicking it. You supposed to be adding value into people's lives. But you so busy caught up in the nonsense that you can't even ever become or what it is that you're supposed to be or find that person that you're supposed to align with. It could be your husband. It could be your wife. It could be somebody that's supposed to network with. It could be a mentor. It could be a small child that was depending on you in order for him to become what he was supposed to be. But you failed the assignment, and so it had to come to me. I never even expected to even be having this conversation on YouTube. I never wanted to be a YouTuber. The only thing that I wanted to do was pour into other people and then document my journey and use this platform in order to elevate my profile in corporate America. Now I have to be the person that God said, okay, Anton, it's your turn, because the people before you and the person that you were supposed to support decided that they wanted to drop the ball. I gave the game to the people before we ever started to have this platform. I told them, listen, I'm behind you. I don't ever want to be in front of the camera. I don't even want to talk to these people. But the one thing that I'm not going to do ever is humble myself amongst a group of people that don't even give a fuck about what's going on.